Good afternoon, folks. We have a full agenda, so let's get started. The first item is a pledge. We're all going to stand up and recite the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any correspondence at this time?
No.
No. Okay. We have three cases under old business. First case is DV-2024-67. Applicant is Mark Richardson. Location 814 North, 450 West, Valparaiso, Porter Township. Zoning is R2 medium density family residential district. Acres is 2. Requested to allow increases maximum floor area for a proposed 1,280 square foot addition to an existing 1,600 square foot pole barn to be used for a woodworking hobby.
Yeah. Good afternoon. My name is Todd Leith. I'm here on behalf of the petitioner, Mark Richardson, who joins me at the table as well. We conducted the public hearing, as you know, some time ago. We had, I don't believe, any remonstrance, and we had several neighbors who came and supported the petition and Mr. Richardson. Mr. Richardson's property is kind of on the west side, in the aerial that's shown. He has 2 acres and a community of 1 acre parcels, pretty much. I think I counted 19 parcels in that quarter mile, and he certainly is the largest of those parcels. The request is to increase the size of an existing accessory structure. And I know that we had submitted some additional information, a video about 7 minutes long, and I believe that you've reviewed that video. One of the concerns that flowed out of the hearing was the sawmill, portable sawmill that Mr. Richardson has, and there were some decibel readings and so forth that were part of that video, and your concern was noise. I guess I'd remind the hearing officer, that we're not here for the sawmill, we're here for the accessory building. I understand that it's part and parcel of the hobby that's creating the need for this increase in size. But the sawmill, quite frankly, with or without the variance, with or without the additional usage, will probably continue to be used there. We don't think it violates any noise ordinance. And as we showed on the video, it's comparable to the lawnmower, his riding lawnmower that he uses on multiple times a month. I don't know if you cut your grass weekly, but as he testified on the video and can confirm here today, that sawmill that he uses has, in the 5 years that he's owned it, been used 4 times. One of the times you saw it on the video. So he's really only used it 3 times in his hobby since he's owned it in those 5 years. So he gets a lot of product, if you will, a lot of board out of each log, and he was surprised by that. So it's something that won't be used very often. So with that, Mr. Richardson and I are happy to answer any questions you might have with regard to our request to increase the accessory building size.
Well, thank you. And the public hearing is closed on this case. I do want to make a couple of statements here. I'm impressed with your write-up.
Thank you.
And, impressed with your work history and your continuing education. So, I commend you for that.
I love to learn. Thank you.
Really, I commend you for that. So, and apparently you're a good neighbor. We haven't received any complaints. And what I'm hearing from your attorney and from your write-up too, the frequency is going to be about the same, 4 times a year in a sawmill or something.
Yeah, once every couple of years, probably.
What?
More realistic.
So this is a hobby. It can't be a business. We'd violate the zoning ordinance.
Yeah. And with that information, now one question: do you cut inside with the sawmill or outside?
Typically outside.
Typically outside. Okay.
During the summer, during the daytime only.
Okay. I will approve this with the understanding that if it becomes issue with the neighbors, and mainly noise, sawmill or your equipment. It becomes, a full-fledged sawmill, but
Right.
it becomes the issue of any complaints, you have to come in for variance.
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah, understood?
Yes.
Okay. Chrissy, please.
That's good.
Okay, and I understand you, reading your write-up, the pole bars can be all one color.
Yes.
Be-
Right now, it's the front part of it's got dark newer siding because I redid the front with overhead door. But when they do the addition, the whole thing will match.
And you can put a fence up also?
Yes, I'd like to put a 6-foot privacy fence up from it'd be the east end of the pole barn, the front corners, all the way back to the end of my gravel driveway. Back there, going to be a 6-foot privacy fence.
Okay. All right, so with that understanding, we'll approve case DB-2024-67.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Thank you so much.
Next case is DB-2024-48. Applicant Joshua and Elizabeth Bachman, care of Dan Booker, location 1310 South 600 East, Couch, Indiana, Pleasant Township. Zone is A1, 49.35. Request to allow existing structure to remain on a parcel to be used as accessory structure for personal storage. Proposed single-family dwelling to be built behind existing structures.
Hi, so I'm Dan Booker, 162 Arabian Court. I'm the general contractor here on behalf of Josh and Elizabeth, the homeowners who are not able to be here today. So 3 weeks ago, we were requesting to keep 4 existing accessory structures. There's a pole barn, a little pump house, a lean-to that covers the electrical service panel, and what was deemed to be a residence, basically a 4-wall structure with a little kitchenette and a bathroom in there. The confusion arose with after the new home is built, are we going to have 2 residences? And the client at that meeting wasn't sure if he wanted to do an administrative replat, do a gut of the structure, or do a demo. Since then, he's committed to demolishing that existing residence, keeping the other 3 structures on the property, and then there will be a total of 4 once the new home is built.
Okay. You still need that lean-to over the electric?
We're waiting to hear from REMC on that.
Is that for the residential meters, or is that like a transfer?
I think that's a remnant from the old children's home. We're going to have a new transformer, totally new service for the new home,
Yeah.
but I'm waiting on answers from REMC on what that's going to look like.
Up in the air. Okay. All right. So my understanding is, when are you going to remove the house after the new house is completed? Staff told me.
Probably during construction, but certainly prior to the certificate of occupancy. It's my understanding it won't be released until the existing home is demolished.
Okay.
Until the old house is done.
Correct.
We could do that. Is that good with you?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will make a motion to approve case DB-2024-48 with understanding the existing house will be demoed before you get a permit seal, occupant permit. And the lean-to over the utilities, I'm gonna leave that up to staff. You have to report back to staff if if the utility company could remove that or not.
Sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for years. It's laying out there with utility meters. Yeah, I assume it's safe.
I don't have a lot of clarity on that. The client would like it to come down if it doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
But we're waiting to hear on that to be certain.
Okay, well, if you get approval to remove it, I'd like to see it removed.
Sure.
Not, just bring information in the letter or whatever that it cannot be.
Okay.
But right now, I'd like to see it removed, if possible.
Understood.
So you're approved.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, take care. Next case is UV-2024-56. This is a renewal. Applicant Pam Fleech. Location 567 North 400 East, Valparaiso in Washington Township. Zone is RR with residential. Acreage is 14 plus. Request to renewal of the use variance to allow a temporary mobile home on a property to be used by a caretaker to help maintain the property. Okay, Pam.
My name is Pam Fleege. I'm at 567 North 400 East in Valpo, and I really need it more than ever.
Okay.
He's helping me a lot, I fell in.
Same conditions?
I'm sorry?
Same conditions? You don't rent? It's just for a caretaker? Do you rent?
No.
No, it's just for caretaker.
Yeah.
How many years have we been doing this now? I don't have it.
14.
Yeah,
14.
yeah, but it's helping you. That's,
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Yeah, she's got over.
Well, my husband's been gone 20, so I think it's been 19 years.
yeah. Okay, with that, I'd like to approve case UV-2024-5641, additional year with the same conditions.
Thank
Good
you.
luck to you. Next case is our public hearing. I have to read the rules of conduct, so bear with me. At a public hearing before the board, the petitioner or the proponent shall first present the facts and arguments in support of the case. Those who oppose the petitioner shall follow. The petitioner shall have rebuttal time at the conclusion of those opposing the petition. Those opposed shall then be allowed a total maximum of 10 minutes to rebut any new statements made by the petitioner in this rebuttal. It should be within the discretion of the board to impose any time limitation on either the petitioner or respondent, and to limit the public comment to those determined by state statute to the interested parties. Written remonstrance shall be accepted by the board, but need not to be read into the board's record. This then concludes the public hearing. To maintain orderly procedure, each side shall proceed without interruptions by others. All materials presented by the petitioner and or remonstrators or supporters to the petition, including photographs, shall become property of the board and part of the record. With that, the first public case is DB-2024-47. Applicant is Billy and Sally Rigor. Location 1565 Sunny Slope Drive, Crown Point, Indiana, Porter Township. Zoning is R2, medium density single family residential district. Acreage is 0.74, and a request to allow an increase in height from the maximum height allowed from 20 feet to 26 feet, as well as an increase in maximum floor area. A proposed 48-foot, 0.2 by 48-foot, 0.8 inches accessory structure intended for personal storage.
Thank you so much.
You get
We appreciate.
that. State your name and address. I'm sorry.
Okay, my name is Sally Jo Rieger, 1565 Sunny Slope Drive, Crown Point, Indiana, 46307.
Okay.
Are you?
No, I'm not speaking.
Okay.
First, I just want to thank you for taking the time to listen to our concerns about the addition to our home. We appreciate your attention to the challenges that we are facing. We purchased our property at 1565 Sunny Slope Drive, Crown Point, Indiana, which is in Porter County in the Lake of the Four Seasons, with the intention of adding a garage to the home. After having a survey done, we discovered that there is an easement between the lots P521 and P522 in the Lake of Four Seasons. We consulted with Rick Cleveland from the LOFS Building Department, who checked to see if those utilities could be moved for us, but unfortunately they cannot be relocated. Rick suggested that we attach the garage with a breezeway so we don't have to build over the easement. Following his advice, we hired an architect to design the addition, mimicking another fully attached garage within our subdivision. LOFS-POA approved our drawings and permitted the building. We began clearing the lot of over 50 oak trees, but when we applied for the Porter County building permit, we were informed that our structure did not qualify as a breezeway. They advised us that we needed to enclose that, what we still call breezeway, I don't know what it's called, and heat it. And that might be acceptable. So we had our builder, let me stay on focus here. Basically, we had our builder redraw it. We submitted that structure. and we learned that that structure would not qualify because it wasn't qualified as a room, that it had to be an actual room structure. We didn't want to build over that. So basically, we learned that it's going to now be called an accessory. It's not an addition, it's called an accessory, and we've exceeded the limits. In response, we would like the reasoning, I guess, a hardship for us is that we need our boat is 13 feet tall, and we need a 14-foot garage door in order to store that boat within our lot. We've followed every instruction from our community. We've tried to follow every instruction that we understand. We're very ignorant on this as far as regulations. We would like to proceed with the original drawing with the breezeway as intended. You'll see that on in your pictures that I'd submitted, which leaves it open, which LOFS liked because you could still see the lake through there. I guess I also have some words for the community. If there's any negativity or any concerns about the community and the views, do I state those here?
Sure.
Okay. I want to extend, first of all, my heartfelt thanks to those of you who support our build. Your encouragement means a lot to us. To those who have inquired for more information, we appreciate your interest and your engagement. But I also understand that some of you may have concerns or are opposed to our project. I am genuinely curious about how our build might be negatively affecting you, and I'm open to hearing your perspectives. I am aware that some homeowners have enjoyed the temporary views since we've cut down the trees in preparation for our build. However, it's important to remember that this was always part of our plan. While we miss the privacy of those trees provided, we intend to replant trees if needed for privacy on our property, whether or not we proceed with building the garage. Unfortunately, this means to those neighbors that those views will not remain the same. So I just really do hope that they appreciate and understand that this is our property. This was always our intention.
Okay, thank you.
I've attached photos of the garage that is the exact same height of our build within our subdivision. I've attached photos of garages that have more square footage than the square footage that we've requested. I do not know what you need because I've done everything that I've been asked to get this approved. So if you can direct us, we would love to have this approved.
Okay, thank you.
Do you need the permit from the seasons? Okay.
Not right now. Thank you. Okay, so public hearing. You might want to speak in favor of this case. In favor. Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or have any questions on this case? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing. As you know, I was out there the other day.
Yeah, I
Yes,
talked to you.
thank you.
And I did drive up and down the street, seen some of these pictures, houses that you sent me. But it just, to me, this is a detached, attached pole barn.
It's attached.
Oh, to me, it looks like a pole barn in a sense, a fancy, upgraded pole barn.
It is stick build, and we paid.
Excuse me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's just to me, it's out of place. I know you put breezeways in there to meet the requirement from your HOA, but I think it's out of place. It's not the same. It doesn't fit the character of the neighborhood. Now, if you could attach your garage to your house, yes, but with this here, it's out of place. Have you considered the other side of your house? Can you attach it to other side?
I have the beach there.
There's no property on.
There's how much? I don't
We have 2 lots. The additional lot,
see that.
yeah, was where we tore the trees down. We can't build on the other side of the lot.
Okay, I'll just
Yeah,
That's where the beach is at.
that's the
That's where the beach is, the public beach.
okay. How much side yard
not
Setback you have
side yard, probably about 6 feet.
6 feet.
That's about it.
You can see on the, it's not much. Whatever the probably easement is there.
And you said you have. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You just have the name, so just for the record.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Billy Rieger. 1560.
During the minutes, is it your son?
Nope. 1565 Sunny Slope Drive.
You said you had documentation from the HOA.
Yes.
With the permit. It's a, just
If there's a way for us to attach it with that easement, they said they wouldn't move the utilities that are running under there. We would love to attach it. Ideally, that was our goal. But because now I have one lot with an easement running directly through the middle of my lot, I would love for you to tell me how to attach it. Please.
You have to deal with your electric, your electric company. I'm not sure what easement you're talking about. I know the easement for your electric company.
Utilities, yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay. So I know other people have, with NIPS, have relocated utilities. You have to pay for it. Okay. They won't do it free. But I don't know what the situation is with your easement. But I know people have. It's a last resort, but have relocated utilities to condition on it.
I asked the building person in the seasons, and he said they would not relocate it.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that. My thought is it's a. It doesn't fit the area. It's out of character. It's pretty much it's a standalone. I know you got breezeway in between, but it's still on the next lot over. You own both lots, I take it.
yeah,
You had requested that we combine both lots. Porter County told us that's what we needed to do. So we had another survey. We combined both lots per your suggestion.
They're combined now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. But yeah, I'm sorry, I can't approve this. It's out of character for your neighborhood. It's just going to stick out like a sore thumb. So I'm sorry. So with that, I will deny case DV-2024-47.
And is there any suggestions, please, so that I could have this approved?
I will pursue the utilities again. Pursue that. See if there's a way to do it. Like you said, I mentioned to you before, I have seen people do it with me. Okay.
And I have permission to replant my trees.
Excuse me, a lot of times you just make a phone call to utilities, they're going to tell you no. But,
That's why I went to my building department and had him do it. Yes, sir. May I replant my trees? Am I restricted from doing that on my own property now that I've taken them down?
Behind your house, I mean, it's not that you can't have it.
Yeah.
You just can't have it the way you want it. So if you behind your house or come down on the hike a little bit or
I can have a pole barn on my house?
you can have,
they can't
No. This is why we had to have the architect draw it, and it was acceptable through our committee.
well maybe not a pole barn, but a detached structure.
Give them the permit? They accepted it in our committee. Okay. So that's all.
you were done. Yeah, you're. I'm sorry.
I understand.
Okay, next case is DV-2024.
Is it possible to have our lots? Well, I do have one. I apologize.
I'm sorry,
Go to the auditors and
Yeah.
tell them you want to not combine your lots.
Okay, excuse me. Next case is DV-2024-49. Applicant James White, location 933 North, 50 West, Chesterton, Liberty Township. Zoning is A1, acreage is 10 acres. Request to allow for a proposed 40 by 60 pole barn with an 8 foot by 60 lean to be used for personal storage and vary from the following. To allow an increase in maximum height to 21.5 inches. The code is 20 feet. Next, to allow a structure to be placed between the primary structure and the right of way along 50 West.
Yep. So it's a corner lot.
They
Oh, I'm sorry. James White. Do you want the address that I currently reside in or the property? You want the address of the that we're discussing or where I live currently?
No, where you live at, yes.
604 West, 1019 South in Hebron.
Okay.
46341. So I'm building a home, and I'd like a pole barn. It's a corner lot, so with drainage and the natural flow, the way it would either way, no matter where I put it, would be between the house and a road because it's on a corner. And the other one is if I wanted to 40 by 60, the 412 pitch to match my home and match the current design of the typical stereotypical pole barn, it would be a 12 pitch, and that puts me one and a half feet over 20 allowance.
Okay.
So that's the two variances.
Okay. What are you going to use it for?
Storage, tractors.
Okay. So public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this? Anybody wants?
Attorney Swarden Law PC 337 West 806 North. So I'm actually here on behalf of 4 property owners that are contiguous to James' property, 940 North 50 West Trust, Daryl E. and Sheila Swickert, 944 North 50 West in Chesterton, 46304, and then Dean and Roxton Campbell at 934 North 50 West, also in Chesterton, and Craig East at Cromwell, 932 North 50 West. So these are basically all the property owners on the west side of this 10-acre piece. They're all here in support of this. We've seen kind of the activities and development that have been going on out there. He's active, like where he's building his house at, where he has the barn situated. There's a wetland area up at the corner of the T intersection, and then he also has the property down where the drainage just comes out of the lake, and there's actually a flood zone down there. So he's at the high point out there, and where he's got the structure located, I know it's technically the front yard because of 50 West being north of here, but he's actually behind the vegetation there. So it's completely screened from all the neighboring property owners. So between where he's got the house at and where the pole barn's going to go, it makes a lot of sense to go there. And he's been doing a lot of the development stuff out there with his builder and everything, and he's got a lot of equipment that he needs to put in there. So all the neighbors immediately west there are in support.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else want to speak in favor? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any questions on this case? Seeing none, then we'll close the public hearing. And you brought up a comment that I was going to ask you. Where is the front yard on this property?
On the south.
Yeah, what technically what
Well,
is?
you're in a corner lot, so this is all front yard, and this is all front yard. This
Okay,
and this.
so basically, he's putting it in the front yard.
No,
But
my house faces south.
Yeah,
It
right.
doesn't matter what your house faces; it's
Yeah.
where the roads are.
Yeah, hold on. We're
So
trying to figure out.
all of 50 West is the front yard. This is all because you're on a corner. This is all considered front yard because it's right on the road, and so is this.
Yep.
Not that it's your fault. It's just
Right.
the way
Correct.
it is.
Yep.
So no matter how you flip your house,
But he didn't advertise to put it in the front yard.
yeah, he did.
Oh, he did? It's on there? Front yard? Okay. Okay. So right away, you're saying it's a front yard?
Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Any issues with putting it in the right of way?
No, he's further
If they
than
were
that.
if they were expand that, any issue with expansion? Because how far back would you be
Off the road.
off the road? I know the right of way, but
120 some feet.
and you're behind the wooded area.
Yes.
I mean, you can't see it.
No.
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't have an issue with the height. You're talking foot and a half.
Right.
I was just concerned about the front yard.
Yeah.
And if your neighbors across the street don't have an issue, so. And you use it for storage only, not for business. Okay, yeah, it's a signed document. You're not going to use it for business.
Correct.
Okay. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Our living.
Yeah, you can't live.
Business or no one can live out of it.
Yeah, it's strictly for storage. Can't have living quarters in there. Can't have a bathroom. Yeah. Okay. What type of personal storage you gonna have?
Tractors, trucks.
Okay, so with that understanding, I will approve the case DB-2024-49 with understanding to be for only personal storage, not a business. Okay, you're approved.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Next case, DB-2024-51, applicant Heidi Ham, care of Adam Storton with Storton Law, location 220 West 875 North, Valparaiso, Midland Township. Zonings RR, rural residential district. Acreage is 6.1. Request to allow a 40-foot shipping container siding with real wood plank to be used as storage in the front yard.
Good afternoon again, Attorney Adam Sorden here on behalf of the petitioner. Monica, if you're able to switch over, I have just a couple of slides here that help give context for the request. If I may approach, I've got 11 by 17s of the site plan. This is also in the presentation, but I thought it might be helpful to have a copy in front of you to make some notes on. So property address here is 220 West, 875 North in Valparaiso. This is also in Liberty Township.
We lost you.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go.
Okay.
I won't touch it. I don't know what it's doing. Okay. So this is another property, and the reason why I wanted to give you the prints is this is a unique situation. I had actually represented at one point the farm property to the south, which is a very sizable parcel. This lot sits at an area where you have a lot of topographical changes as Salt Creek kind of works its way through there. And the home that's being built there is a custom built home that takes advantage of the view and the topography to the south, which can never be developed because it's all wetlands. So they literally built this house all the way on the southernmost portion of the buildable area, which is almost demarked by the dotted line about where they have the silt fencing at. So basically anything that they do out there in the future from a building perspective is all going to be in the front yard. This first photo here is taken from County Road 875 North. So this is what it looks like when you drive by. You can just see the house in the back, and actually where the storage container was at the site, actually completely screening out of the roadway. I did talk with McMahon Engineering because we were aware of a site plan that had been done by the prior owner. And from talking with Kevin over there, the container was actually on site, but was supposed to be removed by the prior owner before they sold it. But apparently they sold it with the container. So they thought it actually had been approved for use at the site for permanency because it is on piers. So what I have here is then just the general site plan of where the house is located. The dark, heavy black line, actually the existing driveway. And then their proposal for the site is to modify that driveway to what's shown here. And the reason I wanted to give you the one that has the gray building on, as you can see, the configuration right now works with both the existing drive coming in and then also the proposed future drive when they abandon that last about 80 to 90 feet of the driveway. Again, thinking that it was already approved, this is the location now from within the site after the first bend in the road where you can finally see the structure. It was sited, I think, about 8 or 9 months ago. I actually remember driving by this site and seeing the container when they were working on it. And this is basically the configuration that they're proposing to keep it in correlation to the house. So this is now further down, looking back towards County Road 875 North. So you can see all sides have been formally wrapped. The intention of this was basically to use this as a shed. And it's been finished in such a manner next to where the concrete cleanout is for the building site. They also have their utility sub-meter coming in at this location. So they have a lot happening right here that it makes sense to leave this as it sat, not knowing that they needed a variance. And I guess the history on this is it came up that after the building permit for the home was approved and they started doing the work and everything, Mike had come out and said, hey, what's going on with this storage container? He's like, well, you got to get a variance for this before I can give you a final occupancy. So that's why we're before you today. I mean, other than the fact that if you knew what it was before you drove by, you'd never know that that was actually a storage container. My understanding from talking with the builder is that the home, because it's all custom built and it's overlooking, the whole back, it's almost all windows. It's going to be a very modern looking building, so it's going to basically this is going to match the aesthetic of the final finish of the house.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. It's a public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this case? In favor? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any questions on this case? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. As you know, storage containers are not recommended. That's why for variance. You're right. You said the right words. It looks like a shack. That's exactly my view. It should not be there. I mean, they could. I don't see a hardship. They could build a pole barn. They do have room. I can't help it. I'll put it behind their house, or they can put it on the side of their house, up where the trees are. But I don't see a hardship at all with this. I know what they're trying to do. You're right. It started out as a construction trailer, and that's common. When you're building a house, but it's supposed to be removed, and wasn't removed. So now they're trying to keep it.
Sure.
And it's out of character. Also, I don't see a hardship at all.
So in the future, because I know they're going to need to have a option for out there. I mean, obviously anything that gets put in the front yard, whether it's stick built, prefab, or something of that's not a storage container. I mean, they're going to have to come in for a variance for that.
Yeah.
And again, from my standpoint, the only hardship that's here is like, okay, well, the building was approved for basically all the way at the back of the site, even though they technically own all the way out to the middle of Damon Run. There's no buildable area behind that house, so anything that they do is going to be in that front yard.
How about on the side?
Well, if you go to the east, that's where they have their septic field, and then you have the same topography limitation in the setback for the flood area. And if you go to the west, same thing. You have grade change and wetlands. So you actually have about 50 to 60% of the site is not buildable.
Yeah.
And it kind of preserves that aesthetic, which is why they built the house where they built it. They could manage it.
Well, let's look on the west side. The west side, how much space do you have?
So basically have all the way up to about the 635 feet line. But you also have if the well is out in that location, and then you have a mature tree stand that acts as the buffer and screening for going into that Damon Run area with the topography change, which if you get into trying to level that out, you're going to run into that. I think it's like a 70 or 80 foot buffer from the midpoint there when that's marked. And if we come back into wetland, you're going to find out that you're going to lose probably about half of that area to the wetlands, and they're going to maintain that mature tree stand.
See, I walked in, Mr. Sorter. I thought you could fit that in there, but I didn't see the thing like that.
So if you look at the shaded area that's on here, so that's the extent of what's easily visible as a wetland. But I mean, you have vegetation and things in that area that are going to have to get delineated, and then you have the buffer from there. So that's not actually the buildable area. That's just identifying where the water stops. So then you'd have to have further mitigation from there in mapping. And I know they haven't done that because that wasn't an issue for where they sited the house at. But from talking with McMahon, that would be the issue. And then you get into the whole conversation of, the neighbor to the west, which I think it's it's all residential, but there's some farming activities that are there. Do you want to be able to see directly into the site if you're going to put an accessory structure there, given the fact that it would be in the front yard? Well, I don't like it because I want to leave the woods there so you can't see it.
Well, see, you will see it 6 months out of the year when the winter time when the leaves are gone. The location where it's at now. And but I don't know if you want me to continue this. I will go back out to it. But I think you have room if you could take a look at that. To the west. I thought you did, but again, I walked it. But I think it's out of character. I don't see a hardship. They could put it behind the house, but yeah, they don't want to look at it. I understand that, but that's their decision. They could.
Well, they can't put it behind the house.
Why not?
Well, one, you see your grade change there. You
Yeah.
can't excavate in that area without impact of weather. You'll never get a permit for that.
Oh. Where's the septic stop at?
The septic's right here on the right side. Yep.
Put it right behind the septic. Put it right behind the septic. Right? Huh? It looks like tools. We got your tools in the shed.
They're letting the construction crew right now utilize that for some of the materials to keep them secure for the site. But when they're done with that, the plan was to use that as a.
Well, I don't think it's hard. I think they can build a pole barn. Maybe that's I mean, this is not that large anyway. So I don't know. They're talking about a 24 by 32 pole barn or 24 by 28.
Well, the container is 18 by 40. It's a standard size.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Well, I go back to them, let them know. Time frame to get that removed then, since they are using it for storage of materials and things for the site, I would say before then they call them for final occupancy for the home. If you're okay with that, at least let them use it until they're done with construction. I think they just have an exterior and some minor things in.
They would remove it. Is that what you're saying?
Before the CO.
Yeah, before. Yeah,
I'm gonna be reasonable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because if they go removing it now, then they're going to be bringing in temporary things, and then we're going to have multiple units out there for material storage. So
I see they got the windows in the house, and how far are they? Is the interior?
So I was out there 3 weeks ago. I know all the windows are in.
Yeah.
I don't know where the inside's at. Most of the exterior infrastructure's in. I mean, the septic's in the wells.
Yeah,
they're kind of getting into final grading.
Okay.
So I would expect before wintertime, they're going to be trying to get occupancy. I mean, unless they want to move in the wintertime.
Okay.
I don't.
You're asking, can they continue use of it until they finish?
Yeah, because I think if they would have known that was going to be an issue, obviously they wouldn't have used it to begin with. I think they thought that was approved, and the prior seller didn't make any mention of it as being an issue from a zoning standpoint when they sold the property.
Okay. Adam, how much time do you think they need?
Oh, I would say if you would at least on the record give them at least 6 months, I think that's more than sufficient. If they get it done sooner than that, then they can come in with a plan.
No CO until it's removed.
Yeah, or you could do that.
We could do that way. Yeah. No CO. If that.
Yeah.
In case it goes 7 months or 8 months. Yeah.
I'm good with that. Yeah, because again, I don't know if they got some weird material coming in for that house. Boy, I don't want to be back in here asking for extension or whatever. So I think tying it to certificate of occupancy would be smart.
No, that's fair.
Okay.
All right, so I will make a motion on case DV-2024-51. The storage container will be removed before it is CO. It could be up to 6 months, 8 months, whatever. Fair enough.
Fair enough. All right. Thank you.
Next case is DV-224-52. Applicant Christopher Gurley. Location 141 Stillwater Court, Hebron, Indiana, Porter Township. Zone is RR, Rural Residential District. Acreage is 2.39. Request to allow an increase in height from the maximum height allowed from 20 feet to 25 feet, as well as an increase in maximum floor area, for proposed 42 by 60 foot accessory structure intended for personal use, personal storage.
Yes, good afternoon. Christopher Gurley, 141 Stillwater Court, Hebron, Indiana. So in 2013, my family built this home. The Booker family built this home for us with intention to putting a pole barn behind the driveway. And I'm coming to you today because I'm looking to have 16-foot eaves, which puts my maximum height at 25 feet, so I can get a 14-foot door. And then looking for an extra 400 and some odd square feet just to have it 60 feet long for recreational use of RV or travel trailer. It's behind the home. It's not going to be obstructing anybody. Notified all my neighbors. They were fine with it.
Okay, that's it?
Yes.
Thank you. It's a public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any questions? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. How tall is your house?
You know, I don't have an exact measurement, but it's a ranch with, I don't know if you went out there to look at the site, but it's a ranch with very high ceilings or peaks. And that's one reason I kind of wanted, there's two reasons. I wanted the 14-foot door and I wanted something to match my home. It's a beautiful home and I wanted a beautiful
Nice.
building.
It's a nice home, yeah.
Yes.
I've seen the tall peaks.
Yes, very.
So constructed to match the house?
Yes, we are. Yes. Yep. Going to match the house. Going to have it in steel, and then we were thinking about wrapping the bottom in stone to match the home in stone.
Okay.
And the brick.
Okay. And you need a 25 feet. Tall.
Yes, with a 16-foot eave, I would need that. The peak would be at 25 feet.
Yeah, I know they have scissor trusses, but sometimes that doesn't work depending on what you're going to use.
Yep.
So are you going to put the RV in the center?
No, it will be on the north side.
I see.
Yeah. It'll be a 14-foot, two 14-foot doors, and then two 12-foot doors.
Okay. And just for personal use, won't be for business?
Yep, no restroom.
Document, yeah. Okay.
Correct.
All right, with that, I will approve case DV-2024-52 with the understanding it be used for personal use only.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate your time today.
Luck to you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you can decide that.
All right, great.
The next case is DV-2024-53. Applicant is Black Sheep Maintenance, care of Jesse and Shania Bennett Selbert. Location 690 North, 500 East, Valparaiso, in Jackson Township. Zone is RR, residential district. Acreage is 60.36. Request to allow increase in maximum height. A maximum height allows 20 feet to 34 feet, as well as an increase in maximum number of accessory structure. Allow from 3 to 5 for a proposed 255 by 72 feet indoor Equistine arena.
My name's Brianna Todosiewicz.
I'm sorry, can you pull that speaker? You cough like I do. Yeah, sorry.
Brianna Todosiewicz. My address is 624 North, 50 West, Valparaiso, Indiana, 46885. I'm here representing Sonia and Jesse Bennett for their equestrian arena.
Okay. What is explain what it is? I know what.
Oh, okay.
And speak a little bit louder if you can't get people behind you. Yeah.
It's an indoor horse riding arena, specifically for Sonia.
Okay.
She has several horses and she rides with her children. She has an outdoor riding arena right now, and the weather in Indiana isn't always ideal, so she's hoping to get an enclosure built for that so she can do that indoors.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. So, public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this case? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any questions on this case? Yes, sir.
Come up to the microphone and state your name and address,
yeah.
please.
Okay, first I would like to see it laid out where it's going to be. I'm still a little confused on that.
Okay, do you guys have that, or
Do you have it on a computer? You know, we can put it.
I can't.
I saw the computer, I can't even read the damn thing.
I could show you. Point at it. I don't.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
not helpful.
Walk around here. She owns all three of these.
Yes. So right now this is the outdoor riding arena, and we're gonna kind of chop that in half, and the indoor is gonna go this way here.
And which one of the three properties is that?
This would be right on the line of this one, but this side right here. Is this your property over here?
I'm across the street.
Oh, okay. So right back here,
Okay,
the stable where horses.
okay, where's the house?
This is the house.
Okay. And where's the front of the house?
The front of the house is right here.
Okay, so,
Driveway.
okay, so it's behind her house.
Oh yeah, way back there.
Oh, I could care less.
Perfect.
It's at least 1,000 feet off the road. At least, I say more.
There's
I thought, yeah,
Yeah.
it got to be 1,400 feet.
Well, anything that I could see prior to this meeting, they didn't know where it went.
If you're way over here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else want to? Yes, sir. Come on. State your name and address, please.
Hello, my name is Frank Elsbashak. I live at 687 North, 500 East, right across the street. I noticed down there that the equestrian barn was going to be of some size, but it says from 3 structures to 5. So, what is the 4th structure or the 5th structure?
Already out there, so it would
yeah.
any kind of little shed that they have. I mean, there's stuff here, there's something there. There's 1, 2, 3. I don't know what this is.
Yeah,
Anything over here.
They're going from 3 to 5, and the 4th structure.
No, they're allowed 3. So they already have 4. This would be their 5th. They were legal non-conforming. So they have 3. They're allowed 3.
There's 4 structures.
There's 4 structures currently.
There's a small little structure in the field for the horses to stay out of the sun in.
Okay.
You can see it kind of right there. Yep. That little white thing right next to, I think that was like a garden or something. It's gone now.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah, because there's normally 2 structures unless you're counting that little one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the assessors count it for tax purposes. So whatever's on the assessor's card is what we count.
Okay.
So
the only additional building will be the equestrian.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And it's still going to be zoned.
Yes, the zoning's not changing.
Yeah, it doesn't change.
All right. Thank you very much.
Anybody else? Seeing none, I'm a yes.
There's a microphone over here also.
That's okay. Take your time. Well, you know what? Wait a second. Where's the hand?
Yeah,
I can
bring it to her.
I can bring it to her.
Hold up. One time out.
Hold on. Bring you.
Thank Thank you. Okay. You can sit down if you want.
Yes.
You sit down.
State your name and address and your concerns.
My name is Margaret Frank. I live at 484 East, 725 North, in here in Valparaiso, 46383. We've lived out there for like 45 years. It's been a long time. We know the house exists, but on our paper it said equestrian arena. And we had concerns about that how many horses will be on the property, and will it ever turn commercial to the point of training horses or showing horses or competing? We have concerns about that. The most concern we have is about how many horses, because we all have wells, and that's our drinking water and of course our sewage. And she's my neighbor. You have information of how much the horses eat and eliminate, and we don't want that flowing into our water.
I understand that.
Because we're one house over.
I understand.
Where the house is, we're on 725 North, and the smell, the flies, and we're out in the country, so we have our concerns.
And I was I was reading that.
State your name and address,
Oh,
please.
sorry.
That's hard.
Okay. Marnie Rosnell, 480 East, 725 North, Valparaiso. We're neighbors.
Okay.
I was reading that every horse produces approximately 50 pounds of manure a day. And with added straw or bedding, that's another 15 pounds a day. I was wondering how they would manage the manure.
We would, those questions will get answered after you're all finished.
Oh.
Okay, so
And
any more questions?
Is there a limit to how many horses?
Well, we're going to find. No. Any more questions to ask you?
Is there like an independent audit, for lack of a better word, for manure management that would be done?
Animal control, if it's not healthy. I mean, you can always call animal control if it's a nuisance to you.
But if our well water is impacted, if we can't drink our water, who's accountable to for that? What do we do with whatever rule?
And you have to talk to the health department.
That'd be a health department.
If that was an issue.
Okay, go ahead, finish your questioning, and then we answer those questions. Any other questions? That's it. Okay. Any other questions, ma'am?
No, we just wanted to know how many horses and would they ever utilize it to some extent by training or showing or competing.
Okay.
Because that's a lot of property.
Yeah, I had the same questions. So, okay, anybody else want to speak? See, yes, sir. One second, you guys state your name and address.
First,
Please, thank you. Hold on.
And the biggest concern I think anybody has is that this stays private. It's for mom and dad and the two kids. And it does not go commercial or slip into commercial or any other BS. Because that's what we're concerned about. The traffic would be horrendous on that little county road.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, we like it the way it is. I've been there.
We don't speak out unless we're going to say our name and address, okay?
Jim Burr, 690. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'll probably come up with something else.
You want to make a statement? Sure. Statement and what you're concerned.
My name is Joseph Frank, her husband. I built a house. I was one of the first one. I came out here for peace and quiet, you know. Now I don't want disturbance, you know, with the horses and all that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. She's coming back.
I feel like I'm on the Donahue show.
Last thing. People have been talking about how long they've lived there. I've been there 68 years.
Oh, 68, wow.
I like peace and quiet. That's the concern.
Oh.
Yes, you got it. You got it, Joe.
Anybody else want to speak at this time? I will turn it over back to the petitioner. You want to answer those questions, please?
Oof, if I can remember all of them. Okay, so as far as it going commercial, absolutely not. They have no intentions. Sonia and Jesse also like their privacy. Jesse actually doesn't even really get into the horse riding. It's really just for Sonia. She's worked really hard. This project is going to cost a small fortune to do, and she wants specifically for her. They do have 3 horses currently, one for Sonia, and then one for each of their children. They only have enough stables to keep 4 horses on the property. In our plans, we do have manure bins. I'm assuming they will have the manure hauled out off-site when those bins fill up.
Well, if they currently have horses, aren't they currently doing it now then? With the
Yeah, yes. And as far as the 50 pounds a day, I mean, they do rotate the grazing for the horses, so it's not all like just in this small little area. And I do know they are picking it up because when you go out there, were you out there? You don't see piles of manure everywhere.
Okay. You said she has 3 horses right now.
Yes.
Does she have any plans for any more?
No. Like I said, they're stable where they keep the horses. There isn't any more room for another one unless they build another area.
I know she's not here. She said she couldn't make it, but I want to make sure I'm gonna lock you in to the 3 horses.
Yes. She has. I mean, almost like 90% positive that she has 3 horses.
Do you want me?
Yes.
Oh.
They probably see them in the pasture. That's why I looked back at them because they're across the street.
Well, okay. All right. Okay. This is a very big arena.
It is, and she knows it is, but she does not want other people coming in her space. That's why she wants this space, because she doesn't like going to other people's space to ride her horse.
I mean, she does have 60 acres.
She does. She has a lot of property.
What horse people do. I mean,
this is what horse people do.
They kind of ranch, and I understand that, but you also got neighbors.
Yes.
So I'm just concerned. So.
And I think that's also why she's putting it. It's helpful that their driveway is so long, but that's why it's all the way at the back to affect as little people as possible.
Yeah, it's at least 1,400 feet off.
Yes, and it's going to be a beautiful building.
It's gorgeous.
It'll be awesome to drive by and look at.
All right. The only question, I'm back to number of horses. Do you want to call her or make sure? Because I'm gonna lock you into 3. I could go to the next case. Unless you get a hold of her.
Well, I mean, can we lock into 4 horses? Just because there's 4 members of the family, right? Jesse, Sonia, and the 2 children.
She's got room. She's building it for 4.
Okay, I can do 4.
Okay, let's lock in.
How many horses were there prior to her purchasing? I know the doctor.
There's
always been horses on it.
Right. Yes. That was there.
Does the neighbors know how many horses they had?
They had a lot more cows than they had horses.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know when I was out there. Okay, I'm not sticking up, but I just found any older.
No, and they keep it. They do have help, like farm help, that keeps everything clean. They have someone that takes care of the grass. They do keep up on the property very well.
But the manure, that was a concern of the ladies here. The manure we picked up weekly. Is that how that works?
I'm not sure how often it's picked up.
Sure on that.
Okay.
So why don't you make a quick phone call?
Yep.
We're going to take before she makes a phone call, we're going to take a 5-minute break.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead. But what's your question?
The property.
State your name, address.
I'm Margaret Frank, 484 East, 725 North, Valpo. We realize that it's a little bit elevated. It's not on the hill, but it is elevated. So obviously water flows down.
Yeah.
And you see some clean property. Well, that's because the water's washed it away. And guess where it went? It went down where I live, and it's going to go into my water. I'm very concerned about that. Very concerned. We pay so much for the sewer. No sewer. For our septic tanks, for our water. I mean, the water softeners, the water purifiers, to make sure our water's not contaminated.
And back to your question, you look at the health department, like Christy said, if there's an issue with your wells, you call the health department. But if there was cows out there previous and some horses, and you didn't have a problem, I don't think you have a problem with 4 horses. Personally, I don't.
Make a statement. So we do excavation. My husband's done that for the last 15 years. With there being so much earth in between where the horses are kept and your homes, the ground is a natural filter. That's why septic systems work. So I do feel that you are more than okay and safe with having 3 or 4 horses on their property.
Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break. If you can call the owner,
yes,
and ask those two questions.
Okay.
How many horses? Yeah, and frequency. Yeah, frequency of clean the manure.
Okay. Okay.
5-minute break, folks. Sit tight.
word gets out. Yes. Yeah. Further. 40 acres. Give when?
We don't know that. Well, you know, when if we don't know and how they treat the manure and how many horses they're going to have, and then well, well, but it's concerned.
East side of Button used to be like almost like a lake over there for a long, long time.
Yeah.
The water stayed over there. Remember that?
On 500.
No.
Going back above.
And Mike's property.
Oh,
Mike's
okay.
property from on the east side. Low area. Used to keep water for a long time, you know. I mean, it wasn't a lake, but it's low area.
Here's the my brother lives on kids were into horses, you know, all the kids got horses and built them indoor, you know, outdoor. Did private, wait, go to private, right? Just kids go out. Oh, bring your horse over to my house. Next thing you know, they're having shows.
But then, but he's going to let her do it. Our, he said, the judge said it's going to be a huge arena for 4 horses. It's big and high. I know, but doesn't that make you think that there's going to be more than 4? Well, that's what I asked him. Will it ever go commercial? Because that's what, you know how it develops. There, we don't have a problem with that. It was going.
Okay, folks, call meeting back to order. Okay, you gotta take your seats.
Thank
It's okay.
little bundle of joy.
Okay, ladies, we're ready. All right, what did
Do
you find out?
I did. Do I need to state my name?
I'm sorry.
Do you want me to state my name? Okay. Brianna Todosiewicz, 624 North, 50 West, Valparaiso, 46385. I'm here on behalf of Sonia and Jesse Bennett. 4 horses. They have 4 horses currently. So they have 4 stalls in the stable. And to get another horse, Jesse's. So I spoke to Jesse, Sonia did not answer. They have 4 stalls right now, and to add any more, they would have to build out the stable. So they only have room for 4. And they pick up the manure weekly, and their plan is to compost it into topsoil. So you put the hay and, you know, all the things to do.
So what do they do with the compost? Do they spread it or what?
Currently they spread it, but once they do the bins and they have the arena, they're going to turn it into compost. But yeah,
I'm sorry.
they're going to turn it into compost,
And,
like topsoil.
and what happens with that?
I mean, topsoil you can sell for quite a pretty penny. So I'm not sure what their plan is.
Oh, they can't.
Fertilizer.
Yeah,
It's fertile. So currently they spread it. So they're going to continue to spread it because the front 2 fields here they use for hay.
Okay, all right. Because you can't sell it. It's not a business.
Correct. They can't sell it.
Okay.
So they'll spread it then.
Okay. Yeah, 4 horses. Okay.
And Jesse said absolutely not commercial. They well,
Commercial.
yep, and I verified that as well.
Okay. So, any new questions? I think she answered everything. No new questions. I'm gonna close the public hearing. Chrissy, any comments?
I think the last case we had was
Yeah. No.
this is only for horses. It's not a
Yeah,
large
4
stable.
horses. Yeah.
They want to live inside this place. It's just for horses.
Yeah, it's only 4 horses. I just want to remind the neighbors they could have a lot of horses on 60 acres. They could have. Yeah, I forgot how many per acre. Is it 10 per acre? Something.
There's
Yeah.
not a limit. It's an
There's
acre.
not limit. It's
yeah. It's just on however many you have, whether it's a small stable or a large commercial stable.
Yeah.
So
So,
you have an acre, you can have a horse.
yeah. So with that, I'd like to approve case DV-2024-53 with understanding that their reading is only personal use for the family, and it will be just 4 horses will be on the property at one time. Their own horses.
Their own horses.
Their own horses, and it's definitely not a business. You can't sell manure.
No selling.
You remove it, like you're saying,
we can
or whatever, turn it into compost, and I think that's it. And the arena is per plan that they sent. That's a nice building.
It's
you constructing it, or
I'm the general contractor.
Okay, constructing it.
So no housing of the stable.
Yeah, no living quarters. Is that what you're saying? Oh yeah.
There's no living quarters in
stables. Yeah. No additional stables for the horse.
No, there's going to be a little front section for storage just for them, but I think it's going to be like a dirt floor storage.
Yeah, no boarding. Okay.
No boarding.
No boarding.
Yep.
And no living quarters in this.
No living quarters. No.
Okay. So you're approved. Okay. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case is DB-2024-54. Applicant Eric Brinkman, location 684 North, 125 West, Valparaiso, Liberty Township. Zonings are
You guys can please take your
rural residential district.
Yeah, sure.
Acreage is 9 acres. Request to allow acreage from height of to 22.67 inches. By proposed 4 foot by 72 foot accessory structure intended for personal storage.
Good afternoon.
You're on.
There's not even a home. Thank you for the opportunity to present why I'm requesting a variance to a peak height.
Did you state your name?
I'm sorry. Eric Brinkman, 684 North, 125 West.
Okay.
We literally moved in a month ago, August 1st. So, thank you for the opportunity to present why I'm requesting a variance to peak height of 23 feet 2 inches. I originally requested 22.8. However, after further discussions with my pole barn builder, AERS Construction, I realized I made a calculation error. So it's actually 23 feet 2 inches. I'm requesting the height as I will have 2 garage doors on the front of the.
Stop there. So it's going to be
23 feet 2 inches.
Okay.
I was off by 6 inches. I apologize.
All right.
I am requesting the height as I will have 2 garage doors on the front of the pole barn. The left door will be 14 feet high by 12 feet wide to accommodate our travel trailer. Our trailer is currently sitting in the backyard as we have just moved in a month ago. I look forward to getting our travel trailer under roof to preserve it from the weather and portray a more organized view for our neighbors. This pole barn would have 16 feet 2 inch sidewalls. We intend to have a mezzanine in the back portion of the pole barn in the future once we have the funds as well, which is another reason for the 16-foot walls. My goal is to have at least 9-foot clearance because with the tractor and the props on top, it's 8 feet plus canopy. Therefore, it allowed me to back that tractor under the mezzanine. After watching the variance meetings over the last year and a half, I understand there's a push to use scissor trusses. I spoke with Lee who owns AERS Construction, and he said it would not work for my application as the scissor trusses raise the center height, but not the height on the sides of the building. In my case, the left garage door, which is the one that'll be 14 feet tall, is intended to be 2 feet from the left side of the barn. So my purpose, especially over the winter when we're not using the travel trailer, the camper a lot, I'm going to back it in that back left so it's completely out of the way of everything to clear that garage door. Therefore, the scissor trusses would still be at a 16-foot clearance for that garage door of 14 foot. And with that, I'm asking for permission to go 23.2.
Okay, so public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any questions? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. And strictly for personal?
Yes, it is.
Personal storage?
Yep.
Not for business?
No, sir.
Yeah, it's a signed document saying it won't be used.
Not a problem at all.
Christie? I don't see any problem with the height, the 23 2 inches. I don't see the issue.
23.2.
Did you say no?
No.
Now, yes, update that below, right?
Yeah, you'll have to update your application to show your change in height
Okay.
to 33.2.
Okay. Can I do that today?
You can't get your permit till like tomorrow though.
Okay.
Make sure down here, so maybe if you wanted to go up there, but not just come back tomorrow and update everything.
Okay. Do I need to do the application today to pick up the permit tomorrow then?
You can do that, yeah.
Okay.
You know where our office is?
I do.
Yep, you can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so everything be updated and his sketch too, all the measurements.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you have to update all that.
Okay. Will do.
Okay. So with that, I will approve case DV-202454 with understanding it's only for personal storage, not for business.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Have a good afternoon.
Take care.
Yeah.
Next case is DB-2024-55. Applicant is the Hanson Group, John Fulkerson, care of Adam McAlpine. Project Dollar General, Hebron, location 880 Southside Road 2, Route 2, Hebron, Indiana, Boone Grove. Zoning is C, Neighborhood Commercial District, and R1, Low Density Single Family Residential District. Acreage is 1.58. Request to allow a decrease in arterial roadway overlay dedication from the required 50 feet to 30 and a 20-foot utility easement to conform with the current standard of the town of Hebron upon annexation for the proposed Dollar General.
Good afternoon, Adam Alpine, 398 East, 400 North, Valparaiso, Indiana. I think you just presented the whole case. The project is on the south side of Hebron off of 231. It's going to be annexed into the town limits. The town corridor along 231 as you go north is a 60-foot right-of-way. And so this is, although this is presently in Porter County, it will eventually be annexed. The Porter County standards require 50-foot right-of-way per the Porter County UDO, but we want this to be 30 feet so that it conforms with the town's requirements, and it also provides for 20 feet behind that for future utility extension with the town of Hebron if they should choose to do so. So with that, I'm just looking for your approval to deviate from 50-foot right-of-way to a 30-foot right-of-way dedication.
Okay, thank you. It's a public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor? Saying none. Anybody have any questions or speak against? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you're fine. You have to come up to the speaker, please. Oh, you're fine. State your name and address, please.
Marianne O'Connor, 663 West 1000 South. So I understand that they're looking to annex part of 2 and 231 into the town. Do you know how much we're looking to do that to?
Okay, that's the only question you have?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, answer.
It's about 1.5 to 2 acres.
Okay. That's all.
Yeah, just on the south side of town.
Okay.
That's all they're annexing. They're not trying to go in.
Correct. Just enough to bring the store into the town limits.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
The
good.
rest stay in the county.
Good.
Okay. I'm going to close the public hearing. When is this going to happen? When are you going to annex?
It is, those proceedings are in order and happening. We're working through different meetings with the town as well. My understanding is by the end of the year, they hope to break ground.
Start construction prior to that, or
There's a lot of things that have to happen to allow for Dollar General to formally close on the property, but part of that is all of these approvals that have to happen.
Okay. Mike, you don't see any problem for annexation?
No, to add some to add some more. Can you hear me?
Barely. Yeah.
To add some more context to this, town approached us. They would desire to annex this parcel, this one lot minor subdivision. Tomorrow, the DRC is going to hear on the subdivision part of it. If you grant the variance for the dedication, we will hold on to filing or recording the subdivision until such time that the town does schedule an annexation hearing, which I hear is going to happen fairly quickly, I suppose. So in the event it doesn't get annexed, it'll still remain a parcel subject to all the existing county zoning, as you can see from the map.
Okay.
The front part of it is some commercial zoning, behind it is R1 or RR. So town and the county entered into a memorandum of understanding to help facilitate this annexation, and then petitioner simply requesting you to reduce the dedication from 50 to 30.
Okay, thank you. Just for my own information, the other Dollar General on the north side, is that Dollar General?
There isn't one on the north side.
Stay open, or did?
My understanding is it will. I haven't heard otherwise.
Okay. Yes, but the public hearing is closed, but go ahead. Open up the public hearing.
Just for information, Jamie Uslak, 401 East Bates, Hebron. There is a Dollar General north of town. It's just a general Dollar General. What they're building is a market, a Dollar General. It's grocery.
Oh, so the other one will stay open?
Yes, my understanding.
Just curious. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point. This is a DG Market store.
Oh, this should be a grocery, just a grocery.
It's a small grocer.
Which they need.
Yeah, they do.
I guess we're traveling all the way to Valpo or to Crown Point,
Yeah.
or wherever. Okay. With that, Chrissy, any?
Nope.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve case DB-2024-55. You're approved.
Thank you.
Good one. Thank you. Any other matters? If no, I will close the meeting. It's adjourned. Thank you.